Hello students, today we are going to see figures of speech in which we are going to study simile, metaphor, antithesis, hyperbole, personification, repetition, alliteration and onomatopoeia. Other figures of speech I am going to cover in my next video. In this video, you will find lots of examples for all the figures of speech. Let us see what is a figure of speech. Now, in a literal words, it means that it's a word or a phrase that possesses a separate meaning from its literal definition. Students, figure of speech is designed to make the poem or a phrase or a text more interesting. For this, simile or metaphor is used for comparison, but here the words are being used in such a way to make it more dramatic. Hyperbole, which is an exaggeration statement, or repetition, alliteration, onomatopoeia to give sounds, and many more. As we see one by one, you will understand what figure of speech is. Let us move for the first figure of speech, which is simile. A simile is a comparison of two things when they are compared, but here the comparison words are like or as. These two words are used to compare two things or two objects. Now here, as sweet as honey. So you can use any object. The cake was as sweet as honey. So here comparison is made between two objects or things using the word as. He was racing like a frightened rabbit. So here that boy is racing. The comparison of that boy is racing is done to that of frightened rabbit. And here the word which is used is like. We'll see few more examples. This pizza is as cold as ice. When I have to say that this pizza is very cold, I cannot eat it. So here, instead of just adding little dramatic words, saying it is as cold as ice, very cold, I cannot eat it. So to compare the coldness of the pizza to ice, I have used the word as. So I am directly comparing the coldness of the pizza to that of ice. Next, a bright sun. So when you say the student is very bright, so the student is as bright as sun. You're comparing the student to sun using the word as. Peacock. So when you see a peacock, you just feel beautiful. The word comes. So when you're comparing the person, that person is as beautiful as peacock, or that person dances as beautiful as peacock. The word as is used to compare directly. That person is compared to peacock. Now some examples with like. The perfume smells like jasmine. So the smell of the perfume is like jasmine. Directly we are comparing it to jasmine. She sways like a flower. So the way she is swaying is directly compared to the flower using the word like in both the cases. See, smell like jasmine, like, sways like a flower. The word like is used for comparison. Next, a lion. So he fought like a lion in the battlefield. Here the person is compared, the fighting of the person in the battlefield is compared to that of lion using the word like. He is directly compared to the lion, the braveness of the lion. The next figure of speech is metaphor. Now in simile, what we saw, a quick revision of simile. Simile is a direct comparison between two objects using the word like or as. Metaphor is also a comparison, but here we are not going to use the words like or as. See the definition. A metaphor is a comparison between two things without using the words like or as. Example, all the world's a stage. The entire world is compared to a stage. But here no word like or as is used here. Next example, He was a walking encyclopedia. The person is compared to encyclopedia here, and no words like or as is used. So indirectly he is compared to encyclopedia. Time is money. Time is compared to money without using the words like or as. Hard work is the key to success. So hard work is compared to success. The key of to success lies in hard work. So comparison is done here without using the word like or as. Again the lion. So we have seen in simile the statement was he fought like a lion in the battlefield. We can make the same statement in metaphor also. But here we are not supposed to use the word like. So how the statement will be? He was a lion in the battlefield. Comparison is made. He is compared to lion here also. But no using the words like. He was a lion in the battlefield. So he is compared to the lion. So that is why in metaphor comparison is done but without using the word like or as. I hope simile and metaphor is clear by now. We shall move for the next figure of speech, which is personification. Personification is giving human quality to objects or ideas. By the example, you'll come to know. See now, this candle is an object. And what the sentence is saying, the flame of the candle danced in the dark. Now dancing, who does the work of dancing? The humans. So human quality of dancing is given to an object, candle. So personification is when human quality is given to objects or ideas, it is said to be personified. So dancing is a human quality given to the candle. Next, laughing. So what will be the sentence? Have you heard this? Laughter holding both its sides. So laughter, when you're laughing, you're holding both your sides and laughing. But here the person is not given. They have said laughter holding both its sides. So laughter, which is an abstract idea. You cannot see the laugh. You can see the laughing person, but laughter cannot be seen. So here of holding both the sides, see other person. So this baby holding both his sides and laughing. So that quality is given to laughter, which is an abstract idea. Baby, here I'm not saying the baby, I'm saying the laughter is holding both his sides. So laughter is an abstract idea and it is given the human quality of holding both his sides. One more. Death lays its icy hands on the king. Now king also, this means king also die. But death, have we seen death anywhere? We have seen a dead person, but we haven't seen death anywhere coming. So death is an abstract idea and it is given a human quality of having icy hands. So abstract ideas, when they are given, or objects when they are given a human quality, it is said to be personification. I hope personification is clear now. One more example. You can see the wind. The wind you can see is whistling. So the wind was whistling all through the day. When I'm saying this, the who whistles, we do whistle, right? The whistling sound comes. So the wind is given the human quality of whistling. So wind also is an abstract idea. We can only feel the wind. Can we see the wind anywhere? No. So any object or idea which is given a human quality like dancing, whistling, holding size, having icy hands and many more, this is called as personification. We'll now move towards the next figure of speech, which is hyperbole. See, this is pronounced as Hyperbole. Hyperbole is an exaggerated statement. What does an exaggerated statement means? Means when I'm telling something in little hype. As we see the examples, you'll come to know. This is my backpack. When I'm taking it to school or going out, I'm saying that it is my backpack weighs like a ton. Weighs a ton. A ton is a big concept of weight. It's in kgs somewhere. So when I'm saying my backpack is weighing in ton, this is that exaggerated statement. How can your backpack weigh like a ton? So this means my bag is very heavy. I have to tell the person that it's very heavy. Instead of saying my bag is very heavy, I'm saying my backpack weighs a ton, exaggerating it. One more example I'll give you. What you can see, this person is hungry. So when I say I am so hungry, I could eat a horse. Can I literally eat a horse? Or can a person literally eat a horse? No. But my hunger, I'm so hungry that I'm just saying I can eat a horse. In literal sense, I'm very hungry. But I'm exaggerating it, showing my hunger so much. One more you'll see. Can you see the cats and dogs falling down like rain? Have you heard this statement? It's raining cats and dogs. This means it's raining very heavily. In literal sense, does anytime cats and dogs rain? No. But just an exaggerated statement to show that it is raining very heavily. I'm saying it is raining cats and dogs. One more. On top of the world. When I'm very happy or when I achieve something, I just say I'm on top of the world. Does I literally mean I'm standing on the world, on the globe like this, on the earth like this? Is it in real? No. It's an exaggerated statement to show my happiness that I am on top of the world. So hyperbole is to show a particular statement or an idea, just to show but little extra. You're putting something extra, exaggeration in it, to show your happiness or to show the truth. Like it's raining cats and dog means it is raining very heavily. So this one more example I'll give you. I have millions things to do today. I have million things to do today. When I say that, can I do million of things in a day? Is it possible for me to do so many things in one day? But what I exactly mean here is I have such a lot of work that I'm very busy today. Instead of saying that, I'm saying I have million things to do today, exaggerating my work. I hope hyperbole is clear to you now. Let's move to the next figure of speech, which is alliteration. Alliteration is repeated consonant sounds at the beginning of the words or within the words. Now the sounds b, b. Have you phonetics? You must have learned A, B, C, D, like a, b, k, sh, ch. So all these words are consonant sounds. So let's see the example. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Doesn't it sound like tongue twister? Yes, alliteration is somewhat like, it's almost a tongue twister. So you'll find most of the examples from the tongue twister here. So Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. P, p, p. The sound p is repeated again and again. Ship should sleep in a shed. See, I am stressing those sounds. So I said like that. Ship should sleep in a shed. So sheep, should, sleeps in a shed. Again. So the sound sh is repeated again and again to give a poetic effect. One more. Busy buzzing, the bee behaved beautifully. So the sound of b, busy, buzzing, bee behaved beautifully. B. The sound b is repeated again and again to give a poetic effect. She was wide-eyed and wondering while she waited for Walter to waken. Now in red, what alphabet are you seeing it repeating? Which consonant? The consonant is W, that is W, is repeated again and again to give a poetic effect. So alliteration is consonants or sounds are repeated to give a poetic effect. You can see them. Repetition. Now if alliteration is consonants and sounds, repetition is repeating the words. Repeating a word or words, one word or more words for the effect. Now example, it's okay not to be okay. So which word is repeated here? The word okay is repeated twice to give the idea, the concept. Nobody, no, nobody can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone, nobody, but nobody can make it out here alone. A dramatic phrase. Which words are repeated here? Nobody, alone are repeated again and again to give a poetic effect, a dramatic phrase. Now in repetition, children, the A and the articles conjunctions are not taken into consideration. So now see here, think and wonder, wonder and think. Think, wonder is repeated again and again. I already said conjunctions and all is not taken because most of the sentences have these words. One more example. Mankind must put an end to war, or war will put an end to mankind, by President John F. Kennedy. Which two words are repeated here? Mankind and war. Let's move for the next figure of speech, which is antithesis. Antithesis is striking opposition of words or sentiments in the same sentence. Now two opposite words will be there or two sentiments, different sentiments. I'll give the example of both. Now let's see the first one, a very famous saying, man proposes but God disposes. The two opposite words, propose and dispose, are in this sentence. Then united we stand, divided we fall. Which are the two opposite words? United and divided. So two opposite words in the same sentence, that is antithesis, striking opposite words. Now let's see a sentiment. What you can see in this picture, there are two sentiments in this picture. One is there's a smile on her face and there is a tear in her eye. So the statement is with a smile on her face and a tear in her eyes. Two sentiments, opposite sentiments are there in this picture or in this sentence. So this is antithesis, that she is smiling also, she is crying also. Last one, onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is sound. The word describes a sound. When a bomb blast or when any blast takes place, what sound you hear is a boom. A boom is a sound. So sound is created. In onomatopoeia, you will get all sounds. It's all about sounds. Let's see the example. The chirping of the bird. The sound is chirping, which is onomatopoeia. Because of this, the sentence is onomatopoeia, because the sound of the bird is chirping here. Then, what does the bell do? Bell rings. So, bells are ringing, or the ringing of the bell, the sound is ringing. One more example, leaves. When this old dry leaves, when they fall, the sound is rustling, the rustling of the leaves. So ringing, rustling, and back what we had seen, the boom sound, chirping of the birds. These are all the examples of onomatopoeia. I'll give you a few more examples. Splashing of the water. When you splash the water, the sound comes. So the splashing, the word splash is also onomatopoeia. Clapping, sound comes, right? So clapping is onomatopoeia. Whispering, when you whisper or when you're whispering in somebody's ears, it is called as onomatopoeia. The sound is when you whisper, when you're saying something like that. So whisper is also onomatopoeia. She's whispering in his ears. So this is onomatopoeia because it's a sound. He's clapping loudly, ing sound. The clapping word is there. I hope the figures of speech are clear to you. We shall see the other ones in the next video. Before this, let us go for the exercise. Now this you have to solve on your own, seeing the video. The first one is the car horn beeped loudly. You have to identify which figures of speech are there in these sentences. Next, black buck hit a big bear. The third one is he is as strong as ox. Fourth, he is a shining star. Fifth, the angry clouds marched across the sky. Sixth, he is running faster than the wind. These are the figures of speech. The sentence has figures of speech. You have to identify the first sentence, which figure of speech, second. So each and every sentence, which figure of speech is there. If there are more than one figure of speech, you can write. Okay, let me tell you. One sentence can have more than one figure of speech. For example, she sells seashells on the seashore. When I say, the sound also is repeated as well as the words are repeated here. So alliteration and repetition, two figures of speech can be there in one sentence. So one sentence can have more than one figure of speech. I hope it is all clear to you now. See, she sells seashells on the seashore. So I've given you this example. The last one is the example. SH, sh sound, sir is repeated, and the word see is also, sounds are also repeated, so it is alliteration, and sir, the words are also repeated, so it is repetition. So figures of speech, I hope they are much clear to you now. Thank you.